Hello, YouTube. We're going to do another podcast. So we haven't done one in a while, but this time we're going to do one with the Anti-Richter Jamesist. Say hello.
Bye.
All right.
Hi.
All right.
Hi, everyone.
Uh, so my first question for you, James, is when did you first join the work group genre?
Oh, uh, if we mean like the proper Nerf v Lavo thing, probably in like fucking early 2019.
Oh
But
no.
if we're not counting them by himself, I originally joined the RAF as a cadet, and then I instantly left to join the EZIC Order, which wasn't a puppet thing at this time and had like a real hatred against the RAF when they were still like normal Soviet Ostotska aesthetic and shit. And like I made it somewhat through that, and then it died, and RAF just became full like, oh, I'm gonna change my ideology every 2 months,
Oh.
and after that I kind of like died off for a bit before joining any other groups. Before I truly got into the whole World War II war genre shit,
I see.
or just war stuff.
Yeah, 2019. You're that early?
Oh yeah, I didn't join. Like I fucking know people who came from like 2011. Like holy fuck, old geezers still here. I've never like seen like the very early Nerfer shit in Lewis where they had like actual swastikas in game and like
Yeah.
proper and like Nazi inspired divisions heavily.
Yeah, I
I
joined
never.
I joined in 2014 on Allied Airborne, and then 2015 I joined German Forces, and I've been around for quite a while. But man, if you joined 2019, you missed a shitload.
I think it was more like late 2018. I can't remember. When was the Victor Imperiums like
Uh,
the original?
that would be
Was that
mid 20. Well, not mid. I would say yeah, late 2018.
like yeah, that's when I basically joined. I guess just before I think it was doing the second Anglia when I got properly introduced to the World War II community. Like I would say I wouldn't like I was a baby when it came to actual funny political ideology, and I joined Anglia, and I was so confused about like, oh my god, there's actual Nazbos on Lego or some shit because they had a bunch of like Nazbo posters in game, and I was like, oh my god, there's a bunch of anarchists, and I was so like shocked that these people actually existed because I never like actually seen that. I just saw funny, haha, Soviet border and just pure like boring like German. Well, not I never
Yeah,
even saw any German. It was just Soviet border RAF stuff. I was
yeah,
funny cadet at one point.
yeah. Oh, I can't imagine. I joined in like 2015, and around that time, I think it was right when Lewis started becoming like, well, he was already popular, but it was like right when all of his stuff went kind of mainstream, kind of blew up with what he was doing. And Nerfer was the guy that everyone knew as the guy going around deleting. So I was in the middle of
Oh,
all the conflict because 2010, 2011 was like all the introduction was like the prequels to everything. And then 2014, 15, and 16 was like the actual wars. And then 2017 and now, it was like random. There was some wars here and there, but it was like kind
yeah. There's
of
like
after all the conflicts because all of the relevant conflicts were around 2013 to 2016. But once 2017 hit, it was like Nerfer kind of kicked Lewis off the platform, and he kind of won for another
oh
year.
yeah, you fucking. Oh no, it's Nerfers actually with his new thing. He's went back into his old ways. He fucking said in the R2, the World War II wiki thing, apparently to Lewis saying, "Oh, I condemn my old stuff of rapport and it wasn't good." He's literally already slipped back into his old ways. He's made a like personality cult around himself, like the Empire of the
Yeah, I've
Liberty
heard.
Empire Party or some shit. And he's like going to like the GRP admins banning German groups. He's like
Yeah,
already slipped back into that shite. It is so fucking weird.
yeah, a lot of people have been trying to do that because, I mean, now a lot of groups nowadays have been dying, and people think it's because of all the shit posting and all of the non-serious behavior because all the memeing has become so normalized. Like back in 2016, people like you were like criminalized as like these trolls, like these kids that trolled war groups. Nowadays, doing what you do is like normal. Like no one gives a shit anymore. And I think that's the reason why groups have became so inactive or so dull, because all of this is just shit posting 24/7, and children and people like that are 13 and 14 don't really care about that much. If they think it's funny, then it's like they get bored after a while because they just want to role play. They don't really want to do all the shit posting stuff. They don't even get it. All the shit posting we do is like kind of, you kind of have to have political knowledge to know it. But Nerfer just went straight into the olden
Oh,
days with his personality.
I can't. I like Nerfer. His shit, like he literally runs a real life group called the Atheists for Liberty, and he's going around banning my German group because it had a funny like Wehrmacht logo, and he's literally went back into that famous video where he's like, "I'm the evil allied Jewish communist." That fucking famous video of him like screaming or some shit. He's literally like, he's Lewis with a blue like paint. He's not like, I'm here to save everyone. He's literally just Lewis with blue paint.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
Well,
I wouldn't say he's the worst though. The worst is still most likely Loopy within his group, because Loopy is, oh my, Loopy like is the biggest spastic I've ever seen. Like how anyone can actually fall out, man. I literally joined the group and I posted the dumbest video ever, which is just like random ear rape over
right.
like Family Guy, and it was called fucking like message to Lewis, Nerfa, and Loopy, and he started saying, "You trying to troll in our kingdom now? Like I will ban you. You know, don't backtrack to me." And it's just, how can you not like laugh at yourself? Like, how much of a stuck-up prick do you have to be to start threatening to ban people because you posted a video said message to like Loopy? It's random Family Guy shit.
Yeah, it's a meme. I've looked at their announcements, and they made an announcement saying that I was excommunicated because I posted a video recording audio with Lopi. You're like, how dare you record an audio
Yeah, yeah.
with Lopi?
I
I was
was
laughing my
was it?
ass off.
Oh, I couldn't get over that video of you and Lopi. What wasn't that like? And I don't know, some girlfriend like you two, like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
used to date,
yeah.
tried to get you to make up or some shit, and like Loopy starts shitting himself over the mic. Also,
Yeah. So
there's a
basically
fucking
what happened was this girl tried to catfish me a while ago, and she did it under Lopi's command or whatever. Uh, and she failed. So I basically like said, "Oh, you're an idiot for trying to catfish me. You failed." And Lopi gets all mad. He's like, if you do this again with the girl, I'm gonna report you. I'm like, do what with her? He's like, well, talk to her. I'm like, talk to her? What the hell are you going on about, mate? He's like, well, she's 14, Alec, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm 17, retard. He's like, whoa, that's still bad, and I'm like, I didn't even do anything, dude. I didn't even do anything. But anyway, we spoke again. Like 2 weeks later, we spoke, and the girl like apologized. She felt really bad, blah blah blah. And we were chill. We were really chill. And Lopi starts freaking out. He's like, "You went back to her. You contacted her. How could you do this? Why? Why would you do this?" I'm like, she contacted me and apologized, like a 3 paragraph statement. Like, dude, what is your problem? And he just goes off. So I'm like, you know what? Time to hit the record button to sit back and enjoy the show. And that's all I did.
like this, especially with Loopy. It was in like some random old like Discord. I think it was in this town group called Delacroix, where apparently he tried to use like suicide. Like I don't know if he actually has, but apparently he tried to like say, "Oh, I was suicidal at one point," to get
Yeah.
people to
Oh
like him.
no.
And like he said, "Oh, I took so many ibuprofen." And fucking, what is that, Dr. Merck? If he's famous, well, you probably know him or some shit, right? He literally goes in there and posts a picture of ibuprofen and says, "How many did you take, Loopy?" And he fucking, oh, that was fucking mental.
Oh
where's
man.
the dumbass screenshot I fucking made? I have it somewhere where it's like, yeah, that fucking, oh, my internet is shite. Look, watch it take 10 years to fucking load, but no, it fucking is.
It
The
gets
me
worse.
explaining Libby played a game. How many ibuprofen can I take? And that sadly he survived. Luffy is, oh, he's one of the characters of World War Two.
Yeah.
He's not even. he's he even led a group? I've never seen him like.
Oh, he did. He did at one point, because you don't know the whole story of Lopi. Me and him, he was my first like actual enemy back in 2018. Let me tell you the story of Lopi. So back in 2018 in Danzig, were you rendering Danzig?
No, I not that fucking. I don't
Yeah,
ever
so
remember
Danzig
Danzig.
was after the first Anglia. It was after Alexander Strangelove AA'd Nerfer dudes TWA, and he made a new group called Danzig. And essentially Danzig was another town group, and I was like the president of it. I became president. I got elected, or almost got elected, and Lopi was basically trying to interview me or whatever. But he got removed from Danzig because he was being a spastic, as he usually is. So had a hissy fit, but he still wanted to interview me. So at the time, back in 2017, early 2018, I was actually a really well-liked figure. I had no enemies besides Lopi. Lopi didn't like me because Lopi tried to do an interview, and I'm like, Lopi, I'm busy, man. I can't do an interview right now because I have stuff to do. And he says, What are you saying? Are you saying I'm irrelevant? Are you saying that I'm irrelevant, Alec? And I'm like, No, I'm just busy, dude. And he's like, This is an insult. How could you reject my generous proposal to do a podcast? And I'm like, I don't know, man. And he just went ape shit. I had an ex at the time, and she said I abused her, and he's like, You abused Jade. How could you abuse Jade like this? I'm like, dude, I didn't abuse this chick of mine. And I went to the chat logs too and proved to like a couple guys that were concerned that nothing bad happened, and they're like, Oh, okay, that's cool. And Lopi's just going apeshit in the corner, right? So me and Lopi had this war. He had this group of like 80 people. Let's just say the infiltration was a piece of cake. All you had to do was join, swear an oath, and they were already becoming medium ranked within like the first couple of days. And I was
Oh, nice.
AAing his Discord like every other day. It got so bad that he ended up with like 30 members after a month. He hated me. He absolutely despised me. Not only that, but when his group got AA'd for the last time, he claimed he had lung cancer, and his members claimed that he died in the hospital. He said, You killed Lopi! He has lung cancer, and he is dead because of you! I swear to God, they said that I killed him. You gave, like,
Oh.
I was dying. I'm like, oh, man.
That's great. That's
Yeah,
that does sound like Loopy.
yeah, his followers were
Oh,
crazy, but even his followers said Lopi was crazy and eventually left him. So he lost everything. So now, he kind of just leeches of other groups, goes to other groups and just leeches off of them. And he's so crazy that no one wants to follow him. Back then he wasn't as crazy, but he's gotten crazier. Usually it's the opposite. Usually you get less crazy as time goes on because you mature. But no, he's a nutcase. So,
oh no! I think the best part about Loopy, how I met him, it was when he made the free Scottish Core League or some shit, right? Against you. I
yeah,
joined that. That's how I fucking met him. And oh my god, that was the most spastic thing I've ever seen. I go in there, I say I'm Scottish. He immediately gives me like a high command rank. The server was so awfully made, so there's just random people talking in announcements or some shit.
right.
Just random conversation. And I go to Loopy and like, oh, what's the plan with the like Free Scottish Legion or some shit? It's like, oh, we're here to fight Alec. And I said, oh, but like any other plans? He's like, oh, we're gonna get a map out and shit. Like, oh, cool, you're actually getting a map out. Are you like, where are you basing it in Scotland? Because I was like, oh, I'm funny Scotsman, right?
Right.
And I'm like, he's like, oh, I don't know yet. And he just sends me a bunch of like random like Scottish cliff sides. And I'm like, oh, cool. And then like a week later, I said, oh, so you got any like progress? It's like, oh, I don't know how to build. Like none of my devs have actually made a map. It's like, oh, you have actually devs. And it's like, no. And instead of like an actual resistance group like waiting for you to be made, he got so concerned that he didn't have a map. He literally just sold the group off to Nixon, so Nixon could fucking annex it for his shitty town group that didn't even like get to 20 members, and then he just like ended it. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, you ended it. And
Just
then
over
like
a
for some
map.
reason, yeah, Loop, he just apparently hates me from that day. He has a massive hate boner for me where in a random town group he tried to advertise one of his other shit groups, and the admins like who are friends with me like, yeah, you cannot do that. And like, oh, stop simping for James or some shit. And then we just right out banned him for being a complete spastic and trying to advertise his shit groups.
Oh
And
man.
he still hates me to this very day. And also, I mean, he literally is in a group with General John, who is a known pedophile. So I mean, if you
Yeah.
well, I mean, come on, lad, like, bit fucking sketchy.
Yeah. Yeah, Lopi is quite the nutcase. I don't know what to do with that guy. He's insane. He thinks I'm obsessed with him. It's like, dude, aren't you the one sending alt after me and trying to talk, saying it's the guy's a nutcase. But carrying on. Um, so when did you first join the Jacobins?
Oh fuck, that was the Jacobins. I joined at the was when I joined Anglia, they were like they were the main faction because later from I learned each time the IGL went into a place, they legit just took over, mainly due to the violence they caused.
Yeah.
And I don't exactly join the Jacobins because they really the two members who later became famous fucking in my circle. Well, not I don't want to say in my circle. That sounds really gimpish. But Sizzler 10 and Emperor T or Ultimate Unification, they were like not if they weren't in the IGL, but they were like oh IGL cool, and they didn't really. I was invited by Emperor T or Ultimate Unification to the IGL after Anglia because I was cool and I actually joined the Anglia VC.
Right.
And I ran around in Anglia with a fucking Scottish ping and an EU flag, so I wasn't very well liked by most people in fucking most people in there when I was a wee political novice to say. And after that, I join. I don't become active because like I'm like, oh, this is too scary. I've never seen such interest in big group. I mean, they only had I think the IGO had it at its max like 276 members before I purged them all when I got ownership. Besides that, right? I didn't really like. That's when I first joined them after, and I remember they were fighting Nerfa. It's the only time I've actually seen a politically motivated group. Well, not most of the people in there were actual like communists, but those are most people weren't, and they just like the leftist aesthetic. Well, all the owners, especially all the owners, were either like anarchist, communist,
Yeah.
and they actually are like, oh, we're gonna like fucking fuck up Nerfa. It's the only time I've seen an actual group like that fight a big group. They're always too scared to. The fucking I think you've heard of them, maybe the Five Eye, the Fifth International, who
Yeah.
tried to fight you in like your original career or some shit.
Right.
They have never the only person they've actually went against is you in like Korea for 2 seconds, from what I know. They've never fought Lewis, a known Nazi, a known National Socialist, or Lavo. Like Lavo, like fair enough. Lavo is like just Irish nationalist man, so cool. But like he does like funny authoritarian groups. They've never went after Lavo or Lewis. Well, the IGO actually went up against like Lewis and Nerfa and that to actually get known, in which led to it being successful. But
Yeah.
after the IGL like kind of fucking stopped fighting, that's when it died. And well,
Yeah. The Jacobins, although they despised me, but I think it was probably part of. I don't think they like did it like most people do it nowadays. They were kind of in a cool way. They opposed me. They were in every town group that I went to.
oh
We
yeah.
battled on the streets. Red shirts and I don't know what you guys had like gray shirts or
We had
whatever.
uniforms kept changing. We had a like fucking let me go show. They had like a one of the early uniforms that IGL had, which I'm wearing a fucking if it actually loads up. Holy fuck, Roblox is utter shite. Uh nope, it's just not gonna load my avatar, it is, okay. No? I fucking hate this platform. That one of the old uniforms was that, which was inspired by the red front, which it's like blue and it's cool shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we wore blue, and the original was really grey in that, and then we moved on to like British style, like communist. Like it was really. I'll go fucking find out.
I just heard you guys went phalangist before it got shut down as well.
Oh, basically IGL history. The first iteration was like doing Nerfa and shit, and when we fought you in the Victor Imperium. After that, the owner just left, Mac,
Hmm.
or what he's now Corey Pear or some shit, right? He just left, and it got moved to Georgy Malenkov, now known as Federa. And like he's a sound lad, right? But he just went to sleep. Like each time you tried to say, "Oh, what's going on? We need to plan out," he said, "Oh, I'll do it in the morning." Like this man just slept all the time, 23 hours a day, all the time, and
Right.
that just led to the group like dying. And then I somehow got ownership, and I being never let a group fucked it up so badly. Like me being like, "Oh, what do I do now?" And I just decided to purge the 200 members that I ever had, which it never got back up to. And then I kept ownership until we decided to like, oh, let's bring back the IGL. And that's when New Capitia and New Paris came out. And that was that's funny time when we came in there, and under the that later became known as the Old Socialist Guard high ranks. We came in there and we slaughtered everyone. And
Nice.
we especially slaughtered the victors. I mean, they literally started building up peace woes and that, which was the most funny shit I ever saw.
Yeah. Well, in Danzig, you guys were hated by everyone, but after Danzig, you gained a lot more popularity, and thus, like I said, like during Capeccia, you guys had a lot of members, and it was like Richters versus Capeccia, or not Capeccia, Richters
The
versus the
Jacobins.
Jacobins, you know. But before that, it was more or less because, like I said before, the Jacobins were hated by everyone, and the Richters weren't really hated at all. I was more of the protagonist back in late 2017, early 2018, till TRI. And TRI, I basically swapped sides and became this dictatorial tyrant that led a cult of children. And then everyone hated me, and then the Jacobins increased very highly because of that. But
Yeah.
they were still pretty cool. They were the OG Anti-Richters. I
The,
actually respected them.
The Jacobins were the like the old anti-Victorist bloc. Like we,
Yes.
unlike I see the questions later, which I won't go into. Well, I'm not actually going to go into until we get to them because
Right.
I would. I mean, if you want to ask the next question, because later questions, what is it?
No, we can
I'll
wait.
definitely go and get. I mean, yeah, no, it's fine. We can go on the next question.
All
I
right.
have nothing.
All right, yeah. So, anyways, my next question is: when did you first hear of the Richters?
Anyway, yeah, I was doing IGL. I knew nothing of your previous. I'm pretty sure that we just found like you at random or some shit, or old members knew you. I don't know. And we decided to host a raid. I showed up on my shitty laptop. I'm like, okay, what's actually going on? And I'm pretty sure we lost mainly because the map was a bit biased. But let's not go into that, right?
Right.
Now that Fort Loyalty was shite. But that's when we first. And I remember I don't have any of the screenshots. But I remember one time you invited us there, and we were like, "Oh, we want to do like combat training with you," and we started like going into the palace, and there was like a phone booth there, and we started ringing the phone, and you can like fucking see some other person on the other side like shouting like, "Stop ringing us!" Oh,
Right.
it was. I don't think I have the screenshot, but it was great. And fucking. It just stopped ringing us. If I fucking went in far enough, I could probably find it, but nah.
Sounds accurate. Yeah.
But yeah, that's when we first heard of you from the fucking well, when I at least first heard of you from the doing fucking the Victor Imperium and
Yeah.
fucking loyalty. I'm pretty sure I made a bunch of like I made when I was in my early days of my YouTube career, if you want to call it. I made like I think I made 3 videos on yeah, there's 3 videos. No, those 2 videos made on the fucking Fort Loyalty. One is this, which is very very bad, but I think you can. And there was also this I uploaded on my main. It's a fucking. It was I think it was after the battle against you, and you can see all the funny like people back in the day. You know, you have fucking Big Man Sizzler. Oh, this old shit we fucking made. I don't think any like Richter staff actually ever got them though. I do
Yeah.
know
I never seen these before. These are new.
there isn't there was another one somewhere, but I would have to upload it again, which I think I'll do later. Mainly because my internet's be shite, but there's another one that was really bad. out of all of them, it's like one of the worst videos I've ever made. I'm still proud of the funny Jacket and Freedom video though. It's so badly edited, but it's just so dumb. I can't get over how fucking dumb it is. But yeah, we fucking Jackins made those. Like, I'll go into it later, but how much I despise the new Anti-Richters. Like, oh, the hatred for them is definitely fucking up there.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it reminds me of you know, the IRL socialists of the 21st century and the socialists of the 20th
well,
century. You know,
the so-called American like socialists like Chaz and shit. The so-called
yeah, it's so
yeah.
disgusting. Like
Oh, it's so off.
You look at Ernst Stallman and all the Chad socialists of like the 20s and 30s,
Yeah.
and they were actually
Yeah,
based.
actually, yeah, no, basically Ernst Thurman was basically idea. We actually did shit against like the funny Richter Nazis, if you want to put it,
Yeah,
instead of like the modern American Antifa where they protest random man because he said something bad at our campus. Like,
yeah.
oh, well done. You've saved the socialist movement because you protested Ben Shapiro. Well done. Thank you. You've saved us.
Yeah, it's you know, it's the
But
same thing here. The new anti-Richters are like Antifa. They're like these. They like wear masks and they're like we're gonna dox you, we're gonna DDoS you, we're gonna do all this stuff. You know.
yeah, I think we should save this for the
Yeah,
later
yeah, yeah,
questions
yeah,
because
yeah,
it'll
yeah. Sure.
definitely get
We'll
more
get into
interesting
that.
there.
We'll get into
Well,
that.
next,
We kind of already addressed what you thought about the Richters.
a bunch of a bunch of I mean, I didn't think you were a Nazi. I did think you were a Nazi at one point, but I later changed my mind, and I spoke to you. I've spoken to you twice, like before on actual like videos. There was like one doing, it was like doing fucking an Anglia. I don't remember. And one after that, I really don't fucking mind.
Yeah.
But I think I did think you were a fascist through doing the Victor Imperium. And after joining the Five Eye for a while, which is the biggest mistake of my fucking life, I I did think you were a Nazi because of the funny picture of you somewhere where you
Yeah, with the
have a
flash
fucking
eye.
yeah, you've got the fucking fashion, you got the full white on, you got the Make America Great Again hat, and you're with like some other person with it. I
Yeah,
was like, oh
yeah,
yeah, he's a Nazi.
that wasn't my idea. That was the youth leader's idea. He said that the flash eye represents like the collective. It's a better symbol than the elephant. He said, "Let's do it," and
Ooh,
no one questioned him.
man.
And
Yeah,
so we
I'm not
all,
gonna.
I knew what it meant, but I didn't say anything. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like a cool symbol. He had a flag. Like, you know the Hearts Fire and 4 flag with the American flag with the flash eye?
I haven't.
Oh, well, yeah, he brought one of those flags to one of those events, like, and I'm sitting there laughing. People were asking, like, oh, what does that mean? He's like, oh, that represents the unity of the American people. We must remain unified. And he's like going into this deep definition. They're like, wow, that's so cool. And I'm sitting there
When
just laughing. I'm like, this guy is probably
yeah, when any European, like any person from Europe's like, oh yeah, you're fascist when they fucking see that being flown
Yeah, in
because
America, no one knows, you know.
yeah, America, you just cannot trust them because like dummy, you
Yeah,
cannot, that picture is so funny. I don't know if you have it. I don't have it,
I have it.
but
Yeah, I have that one. I have another. I have two pictures of me wearing that. I still have
I,
it too.
that's it's so dumb as well. I'm pretty sure it's just you smiling as well at like the camera with this fucking full white on. Like no wonder people are like, "Oh yeah, he's a Nazi." I'm surprised more people. That is actually kind of surprising. No one in like America is like, "Yeah, you're kind of fascist." From
Yeah,
like
people asked us
looking
what
at
it meant, but they didn't like know. Like when they were asking us, they weren't like actually questioning us. They were like
Jesus,
actually curious, you know.
that is so fucking weird. I can't get that's crazy in my fucking.
The fact
Like
people
if you did
agreed that it looked better than the Republican elephant was
I
even more
mean,
funny.
yeah, I mean, it does look. It's a nice symbol, but
Yeah,
like, yeah, if you fly it anywhere in Europe, especially if you fly in Italy or Germany, the fucking German state's gonna clamp down on you so
yeah.
fucking hard.
Mossad's gonna kill you if you fly there as
Aye,
it is.
Mossad. Aye. Anywhere in continent, Mossad, local Mossad agent just fucking grabs you right then and there.
Oh
Well, I
man.
mean, we sidetrack there, but fucking,
Yeah.
yeah, fucking next question, I
Um.
guess.
I mean, when did you start officially
Oh,
opposing
I
us?
mean, officially, like, under the funny Jamesist banner. Oh, fucking. It was probably like, I think I proper went hard into you because a bunch of my videos, and I do know that they got circulated when, like, during, like, Lewis's, I think it was GTR,
Mhm.
when I made, like, a bunch of it was, like, it was during that time in random groups I don't exactly remember where I made a bunch of anti-Richter videos. A lot of them are really bad. I do have this author video where I laugh like a complete spastic because someone in the Richter Palace was named Bob and someone gave him a gun. And I was on an oat that had the name Bob and I just fucking massacred everyone.
Oh, Bob the
House
Dum
of
Dum.
Richter can Richter God. You ready?
I have that. I also have I have this. This was doing New Capisha. When I think this is when I don't know if it is when the
Restore honor
famous
to your
pedo
family!
video got leaked or wherever. I don't exactly remember
Yes,
if that was the
Father, I
time.
will! You do know that restore
I
honor to your
think it was
family means
around
have
there.
sex with a black eagle,
It
right?
got
Aw,
pretty
man.
big. Oh no, I have the
Know that restore honor
this
to
was
your
doing
family
the
means have sex with a
NCLU,
black
the
eagle,
National
right? Aw,
Practice
man.
Labourers Union, where we like went so hard into you. I have so many of these fucking videos. Oh my god, this is so fucking old. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is.
they are kind
I
of
have
funny though.
that also.
The one where it, the one where it says massacre at Richter's Palace, or
Oh,
the
that's. Oh.
sexually confused Roblox user versus Richter. Those are funny.
I also have I think I have this one. You joined one of our VCs and Emperor T invited you, and you got so pissed off because we kept inviting you, and you famously said, Emperor T, you're no longer my friend, and then you fucking removed them, and we found that so funny. We got one of our fucking friends to like fucking say that. And we also have this. I know this got sent into the GTR a lot. Is the it's all the funny screenshots of that one Gaia song. I think that was the
I
most
so
famous.
regret some of those pictures when I was like 15. I was like in video calls, and
Oh, the videos.
no. Let me tell you what happened. I was doing all these video calls openly because I just felt it was so cool that I was so open about myself, right? And I would like one day or like 1 week the air conditioning broke, so I was swimming all the time, right? And I was too lazy to grab a shirt because it was so hot. So I would just go on video calls with no shirt on and just hang out. So people would take pictures of me when I was like, I don't know, and just
And it was awful, yeah, just
yeah,
pure. I do have. I think this is the most famous. It was based on that the Nerf's face video. It's
yeah.
really badly made, but it's like the Alex face or some shit. It's awful. I do have. There was one other one.
Right in
Oh, God,
Arcadius's
no, this
face.
is awful.
Not to
Remember
love
when
Arcadius
you
is
basically
the
left, and then the Richter Legacy or whatever it's called, they made the
rear and the sight.
Imperial
We
State of
hide,
Turan.
pile. Right and Castle.
Do you
We
remember
target-
that? I think it was under Hadrian, I believe.
Oh, that
Ring-
guy. He quit Roblox a few months
Yeah,
ago.
but
I heard.
you know, remember when he made the Turan thing?
Oh yes.
Basically, the devs were that bad, they fucked it up so bad no one could spawn in, and he made a public plea saying I need devs, and I decided for the shit post to say, yeah, I can help, I'm a good dev, when I had no clue what to do. I go in there, I steal all the fucking maps, I make them public, I also make them on copy locked, I make them all public to everyone to go on to, and then I start ranking everyone. And that video was born. It's such a bad video. But yeah, that was a thing. It's so all the maps were stolen. I'm pretty sure. Oh, like I'm pretty sure they were all just old stolen maps. I think that was the golden age of
fucking-
anti-Richterism.
All of them.
Well,
But
yeah,
f-
because
but-
when I quit Roblox, I was I couldn't bother to deal with all the drama. That's when I was going mentally insane over Roblox. I was so done with it. I just quit, and I was busy with real life as well. That's when I first got involved with the GOP. I'm like, bro, we have to wear fat shies in public and march around. Dude, I'm ditching Roblox for this, So I was busy with doing IRL stuff. I was being a Chad essentially. I was literally hanging out with like the cool kids, and because the cool kids were the popular kids at my school are actually pretty base. They're just not civilized. They're base, but they're like rednecks. They do.
I see.
Yeah. So I was hanging out with those guys, and I'm like, you know what? Degenerate life isn't really my thing. So I came back in November, but in between, while I was gone, you've heard the stories, haven't you, about Sim? How he ran away from his
Sim.
house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so basically after I left, there was a Richter console. So all the inner circle formed a console. They all made an account called Richter Legacy that they all had access to.
Oh
And
yeah.
Sam was basically the successor. And he wouldn't get full power till he was 15 years old. And their job was to train him and help him make decisions while he was successor. But
Didn't really work well.
yeah, he kind of ran away from his house, tried to bike away, but his bike left a huge trail in the grass. So everyone came and looked for him and found him because of that big trail. And he came home, and it didn't go so well.
Yeah.
I literally came home from like a really good night, and I look in the inner circle and I just see screenshots of Sim running away, and I'm like, "Yo, what's?" And I just look and I'm like, "Oh God." I'm going back to what I'm doing. I'm not coming back to Roblox for another month. Good luck, guys. And then, what a disaster! What a disaster!
Oh.
Enver was commanding Turan. Then Hadrian came in.
Oh, yeah.
Hadrian's like, Neo-Richterism, guys. Who's with me?
Oh yeah, that was. Oh, where they tried to. Oh, that was the most awful shit I've ever seen. I love how no one supported him. No one fucking supported it. Like, yeah, you're retarded. Can you stop?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so awful.
It was horrifying.
I still have. I think this was. This was one of the. This was like the final anti-Richter. This was doing like real Victorist state when you guys were like really active. Those were the last two videos I ever actually. I think they were like the only true like fucking anti-Victorist videos that were made, and that nothing ever came. It was when the period of like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Like Roblox was dead.
Yes. Well, after I left, the period of anti-Richterism was very golden. It was very most popular ever. But Roblox also pretty much died because there was like. It's like emotionally investing into someone. There was so much hateful investment into hating me that the minute I left, it was like culture shock. Everything just shut down because everyone was so reliant on hating me. Even it was like everyone besides Nerfer dude, hated me. But even Nerfer dude hated me eventually because I made this big document called like Order something something, and it had like a picture of my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fake document that I leaked to destroy my reputation because I didn't want to come back to the platform. Because I knew I would come back eventually, and I did. And I'm like, well, only way is through account suicide and through reputation suicide.
Yeah, just end it. Just fucking end it. Why not?
Me and some other guys deleted our accounts and thought we would never come back, but,
Yeah, you should then, mate.
We came back, obviously. It's not that unhealthy. It's not like I'm spending 24/7 on here. I can still do my job. I can still do college. I can still do high school and play this game. I am even talking to people, like friends, and hanging out with them in real life. I'm exercising. I still have time to play Roblox. It's just time management. You don't spend every day playing this game. You spend a little bit of time. I invest like an hour every couple of days into this game, and maybe a couple more hours depending on what the event is. But it's manageable. So. And it's easier when you're a leader because, when you're like an officer in a group, it's expected to be active. Yeah. For me, I can sit back and I have high ranks that run the show. But if I didn't come back to the Richters, I think that the Richter genre would still be dead. And I think that the Richters itself would be a disaster it would just be. I can't even comprehend.
Is that why? That's why you changed to the Richterian name, I'm guessing, because I don't know. I mean, it's not really much of a change, but was it just that? Richter kept getting banned. Like then you
Yeah,
couldn't
the
you couldn't
name
actually
was
say Richter in game.
yeah, numerous reasons are why we changed it. Plus, it was German, and I didn't want to be known as like this World War II German family because we weren't. We were supposed to be German in like
Yeah, and then you
2016, 17, but after 2018, I got tired
yeah
of the German aesthetic and said, let's just do, regular groups, do normal
yeah
groups, not German groups, and
yeah you're famous for fucking Korean aesthetic. So I mean, lol.
oh man, yeah,
Well,
that's why I would prefer to do a European DPRK like what Lewis did with the current Mod's Realm, but I didn't know how to execute it properly, so I just did another Asian Korea instead.
well,
Yeah. Oh, phew, so much.
definitely a fun history you have on the Lego platform in the last
Yeah,
like
I've been to
2-3 years.
the Lego Vietnam and back, dude. It's a hell of an
Oh yeah.
experience.
You know,
Oh,
the flashbacks of random getting assassinated in game because funny whacks were popular back then. The most
all the
awful
wax.
fucking idea. The most awful idea, like, haha, I whacked you. Like, fuck off. Like, you're fucking dyslexic. Fucking idiot. Like, oh, I whacked you in game, guys. Like, oh my god, just fuck off. No
Ah,
one wants that
shit.
shit.
I just knocked
Well,
over. So I've been drinking a shitload of lapels recently because I've been exercising a lot. I have like a sack of 40 of them in this basket. Let's just say I was swinging my arms around and just smacked the basket, and they're all over.
we flex like that. Why not? Go on there, son.
Whatever. I'll clean up later. So, anyways, I'll go on to the next question.
Oh, yeah, of
Uh,
course.
right. So, as you know, as we discussed earlier, there's a culture change between the new Richterists like Matti Phillip and Marcus Rockwell and the old Richterists like
Or
you
the old
and
auntie.
the Jacobins. So, what's your opinion on the new ones and the old ones?
See, from what I've noticed, oh, I can't wait to fucking get on those fucking chinks. Like, between us and them, we actually fought you.
Hmm.
We actually, we, our tactics might have been, oh, I'm like, especially doing your Scotland, like, oh, we want to go fuck up their training.
Yeah.
But we never indirectly attacked you within REL shit because that's the most scummy thing you can do over Lego. We actually we fought you. We won against you. The IGL that they won against Richters. We basically caused the we took out the victorious party from New Paris. Basically kind of suiciding them at that point because we just fucked and we fucked
Well, it
them
was a
so hard.
stalemate because
To be fair.
eventually the Brahmins.
I mean, you won the first one. I don't know what actually happened there because I wasn't there. The second two, that was we won. Also because of the admin abuse you did. But we all know. Like I have all the fucking evidence still from that because it's funny as fuck.
Yeah. All right.
Besides that, we actually fought you. I am I don't okay no I don't want to toot my own horn, but I am anti-Richterist, man. That's what I'm like known for. Every group, most groups you've ever made, except for your original career and the other career, because I'm not fucking wanting to fight you. I did kinda, but then paramilitaries never happened. But every group you've made from the Richter Imperium, I've fought against you in any game we could, in any town group, Anglia, whatever. Which one was that? Fucking New Paris, your Scotland. We've always been against you. The old style Richterists actually fight you in game. They don't fucking. I'm gonna leak you. I'm gonna send pizzas to your house like these fucking new fags like Monty Flop and mer individualist man and mer I'm a Nazi but I have a femboy profile picture, Markus, who just like do the most scummy things of like harassing you real life. It's
Yeah.
not actual like, haha, I won. I phoned your mum and I said this is for the 8th Root Army or some shit.
Yeah. The
Like,
funny
oh, well
thing
done.
is the phone numbers they have is inaccurate. They've been calling some old boomers across the street.
Oh, wait. So did they? Oh,
I've just been playing with them. I've got well,
oh.
I don't answer my phone unless it's someone I know. Like usually, if there's like a random number on my phone, I won't answer. But if it's like says who they are, I'll answer it. So they might have been calling me. They might have been calling my house, but I don't really know because we don't answer the phone. But I know one of the numbers on there is a number of someone I know that lives near me, and they're a bunch of boomers. So I think they've been calling a bunch of old boomers and saying,
Oh,
"Death to the Richters! Long live the Red Chinese Army!" The boomers are like, "Honey, the communists are here! It's the communists!" And they're like, "Get to the bunkers!" They're probably panicking. They're like,
the
"The Red
Chinese have
Chinese,
invaded.
they're invading! They're invading! They're attacking us!" And
Fucking literally fall out.
yeah, that's all I
And I
could
was-
think of.
I still like. It's just. It's insane that he'll go out of his way to like leak your shit because you used one of his. Like this is what I've noticed from Monty. All his assets, all his shit. He starts like going mental because he's had them. Like he'll leak them in a group before, or someone else will leak it, or it's just been leaked. And then anyone else who uses that from like 3 years on, he's like, "Oh, you're an enemy of me. Take that out right now, nigga. I'm sorry. Your game got leaked. Who cares? Like Malego
It's
on
not
or
even his
someone.
assets. It's OMG Bomb's assets. And I spoke to OMG Bomb, and he said he would work for me
Oh
for
no.
payment. But the thing is he's in the military now. I spoke to Lewis
Oh,
about
is
him, and
he? Hmm.
OMG Bomb and I are actually chill, or we were chill before I walked into the military. And he made the assets too, so it's like,
Oh.
if I paid him, he probably would have let me use them. But Monty Phelps going ape. It's like, OMG Bomb made those assets. Oh, he did all this stuff, and you're stealing. And I'm like, dude, don't you hate
Oh.
OMG Bomb? Like, don't
Yeah,
you
he
just
hates
spy?
them.
Yeah, it's like,
uh,
what the frick, bruh.
I can't. Right. The only thing he gets so pissed off, I think it's mentally because he can't lead any group. The only somewhat successful group he's ever had was the Eastern Prefecture. And the problem with that is he can't make a basic group. All his assets and development is it's some of the greatest buildings I've ever seen. He's such a good uniform maker, hat maker, everything. His buildings are fucking proper, like top standard, but he can't lead. In the Eastern Prefecture, which I was with and some other lad, right? During this, it was based in like Tibet or some shit, and they don't believe in Tibet, so they called it Eastern China, right?
Right.
During this time, he never added a raid team. He put ads up without a raid team. There was no point. And like all the people who were actually telling him to do the good shit, like actually add a raid team and do something to the map, we just refused to come on. And then this man decides to close down the game for a month to update the spawn. All he did was add like 2 buildings to the army spawn. Reopens it. No one comes on because it's a laggy mess, and he's never heard of like a fucking WoW or like a part because there must have been like 10 like fucking trillion parts in that because no one could fucking handle that. It was so bad. So we don't come on. He just like, oh okay, group over. And then OMG Bomb, I think, I don't know, they co-led it or some shit. He decides, oh, I'm gonna make a new map. Make something called the Fields of Knowledge based in Indochina. There was an actual raid team. But oh wait, no one can run the game because it's the most well-made thing, but that no one can run it because there's like 10 gazillion parts in there. Like, how the fuck am I able to run this on like I'm on like an actual PC that can like run Modern Warfare and shit, and no one can run it. How can you get to a point where people can run Modern Warfare better than fucking your Lego game? It's just spammed of utter useless tat on the map. And during this time between maps, they decided to make a tiny ass map where they would role play, where there was no teams, there was only their team and a civ team on the tiniest map. And then they would say, line up, oh, there's your bunk bed or some shit. And then he would say, enemies in the tree. And we would shoot at the fucking trees, just random mesh trees, and say, oh my god, the Americans are in there. When there's like 6 of us in game just
He's more
shooting at
serious
trees.
than me. We're not even
Like,
like
he-
the.
Like
Wow.
we're like, oh, we're gonna shoot the trees. Yay! Like, oh, we killed the Americans. And then we just leave. And after that, like OMG Bomb or some shit, they try and make a town thing. Never finished, from what I know. And then like that's when the fallout happened and Monty Flop got purged from the group. And then the 8th Roof Army became a thing, the most shit thing, where he makes a game called the Poop Pile. Like,
They
oh
just shoot
yeah.
at characters with the Richters. It's like, I went to their game and I
No,
just saw them.
this wasn't even during the Richter time. They would just like go on an open field and be like, oh, this is training, and no one would take the training seriously because first of all, he would use the end command for everything, even though we're right in front of him. Like, holy fuck, we can see you, Chink. I get you don't have eyes, but we can see you. You're right there. You're 2 millimeters away from me. We can see what you're saying. And he wouldn't have like bubble chat on. So it would just be people. It was pure watery shit, pure unadulterated, like just diarrhea.
His second
on-
poop pile game that he made was
I,
literally. Have you been in it?
it's closed from what I know. I can't get on it.
Yeah, so essentially it's like target practice. It's me and all the other senior Richters lined up, and it's they
Wow.
get a bunch of guns you get to shoot at them. That's all it is. Like,
Wow.
yay, we killed Richter!
Yay, we did it. No offense, that is just as bad as you like faking the 8-foot army surrender. But the difference is that was actually funny.
Yeah, it
Where
was
like
an actual
you actually spent time. You just didn't click into the fucking box and say Alexander and put his motto in. Say, ha, we shoot you. We won, guys. Victorism is no more.
Yeah.
And I just he's not a leader. He as much as the only reason it's not like the Eastern like not just or everything he's ever led is just friends. He can't make an actual group. He either doesn't want to or can't because no one will follow that spastic. No one likes him because one minute he acts super serious and one minute's like no, I'm not serious. Why are you taking Lego seriously? He's bipolar. He's unironically bipolar. Like holy fuck. Can you just be normal for 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Also, he undenied he gets so pissy because doing like a random town group, I started like insulting him. And I was like not how I would like say like fucking retard to someone
Yeah.
like you or some shit, and it wouldn't be serious or anything. He takes it the most serious thing. I was like, oh, retard Chinese person, and he goes on like a 5-minute rant saying, oh, the Chinese people are the strongest in the world, and I would just be like, you got a small cock.
Yeah. So
And he would go on something like, oh, you only want men, like, oh, you measure your men by cock size or some shit.
yeah,
Some weird shit. Like, oh, that's not real strength. And you just say, you got no cock, lol. He would get so pissy. And like, you just have to say, oh, I hate Chinese people. And he would go on a 5-minute rant.
Yeah, we
And he would
had an
just send you
alt.
random, like, chink music.
We started messing with him on an alt and saying how the Chinese people like are cowardly and foolish. He spent the last 7 hours typing paragraph after paragraph about how the Chinese people are superior and how the Richters are dishonorable because we almost doxed Lopi. Because I think you know what happened.
Oh, yeah, I heard that you doxed Lopi or something.
No,
shit.
I didn't dox him, but I got his. Well, someone doxed him, or no, someone has his dox. They didn't like. So, doxing is defined as like leaking someone's information, right? But if you say you have their dox, that means you have their like info, just to clear things up. Hold on, the hiccups real quick. Yeah, I had a huge dinner, so I might have the hiccups any minute now.
Man.
And I drank like 2 Propels during this entire podcast. So
Oh,
anyway,
nice.
I just I did upper body, then I went straight to dinner, then it came straight up here. So I'm gonna have a lovely night. Anyways, so where the hell was? Oh yeah, so where the hell was I at again? Oh yeah, he had this big fit. You know, he's just I swear I was talking about something more specific than just him having a fit though. Oh yeah, he was going to paragraph. Yeah, Lopi, that's right, Lopi. So I have Lopi, like someone went out of their day to get Lopi's info because they felt bad for me. I don't know why, but they felt bad for me and thought Lopi was behind all the doxing and all the phone calls. He wasn't, but they thought he was, and they didn't like him anyway. So I received all this information. I'm like, this doesn't look very accurate, but okay. So someone made the GC with me, Lopi, and the guys that got the docs, and I said, "Hey, Lopi, what's up?" We had this calm chit chat, and Lopi was like going ape shit as he usually does, and I said, "Hey, Lopi, does 505 sound familiar to you?" And he starts freaking out, and he's like, "Yeah, that's my house," and it's like, okay. And I sent a picture. I'm like, is that your house? And then I deleted it or whatever afterwards. But I had all the other information. I had like his Twitter, his Facebook, all his other information about him, but I didn't leak it. I just, I said I had his Twitter and his information and stuff, and asked him, or if it was his information, and he was like, I think he said no comment or something like that. But I didn't leak it. I didn't like post it. I didn't post his full address in the group chat or his actual house. Um, as a matter of fact, I even know, like, I looked up this address in Google Maps, and there was 3 houses that popped up. So I don't even know if the house I sent him was actually his house or not. But the rumors of me doxing him is false. Yeah, I teased him. Yeah, I said, hey, I I have your dox. How's it going? But I mean, to be fair, I mean, this guy actually doxed me, actually sent death threats, actually threatened to come to my house and shoot me, and threatened my family, and a whole other load of things, you know? I didn't do any of that. And on a scale of 1 to 100, what I did was probably like a 10. What he did was like a 100. That's how I would... Well, I would say what I did was actually more like a 5, because I didn't really even dox him. I just said I had his info and asked him if it was actually his info, you know? Which was stupid. I guess it was kind of immature of me, but like... You know, I was bored. It was 11 at night, and it kind of put Lopi in his place. My parents have taught me to really don't be afraid to defend myself. You know, if I'm in a situation where I'm being harassed or attacked, don't be afraid to defend my name and to do what's right to defend my honor. And I've stood by that, but by no means do I mean any harm to Lopi. I understand that he's probably has some mental issues, but I don't mean any death or any harm to him. So
Yeah.
all the BS about me doxing him was a bunch of bullshit. All I posted was what if we kissed at 5:05? And that's, you know,
Oh yeah,
5:05
I
could
saw
mean
that
anything.
screenshot. I saw that screenshot.
Yeah.
Also, like, apparently his face got leaked. I've got the picture.
Yes.
I don't know if that's actually him. I can't see that as him. He is someone. If it is him, he is one fat cunt. He is a fat bastard.
Well,
I
we
don't
took
know
the
if that's him though.
picture of him in the bathroom and went to his
Oh,
supposed
that's him.
house.
That's him. That picture's true. I'm taking that. Oh, he is a cunt.
Yeah, we went through the interior of his house, and we're like, "Oh, is that the bathroom in the picture?" And it's like, I mean, I'm just gonna
Oh,
stop. Disavow,
yeah.
disavow, disavow.
I mean, fair enough. The man's got to do what he's got to do.
You know,
That's funny
the
though.
minute I start teasing someone about having their information, you know, Mao and all the anti-Richters go nuts. But the minute that I get a phone call, I get a pizza sent, and my family is getting harassed, no one besides my own people really care. And I guess Nerfer Dude cares, and maybe a couple other people, but it's like, bruh. Like, it's so hard not to retaliate, you know?
Like,
It's because I
I'm
have the resources to go to each of these people and, you know, do the same thing they did to me, but I choose not to because I actually have morals. I actually understand the pain people go through when you get harassed and you get doxxed and pizzas and all that. It's not, doxing isn't even illegal in America, you know? It's legal, it's just
yeah.
morally wrong.
I
And,
can't. Right. I've noticed twice. Apparently, like IP grabbers, for some reason, they're legal. I don't understand why. Right. Like, unironically, just fucking ban them out. Fuck off. Like, I couldn't care. Like, oh, my freedom or some shit. Why? I
yeah,
don't know why IP grabbing's real or why doxing's not illegal. Like, holy fuck.
yeah,
Who thinks that's like? Well, then again, I don't want to be like, haha, government, oh my god, they're all a bunch of old people, young people rise up and shit, right?
yeah.
But how dumb do you have to be like, yeah, I think doxing, right? Just keep that legal. I don't see anything wrong with that. Even though, like, amount of fucking swatting that's been done because someone's fucking shit got doxed.
Yeah.
Like, that's just fucking mentally insane to me how dox. Like, I think if you dox people, or leak anyone's. You just deserve it. You just deserve your own shit to be leaked. I
Yeah.
think that. I think that's the only fair retaliation. I mean, if you're gonna leak someone's shit, like you fucking get your own shit leaked. Like fuck off.
I definitely agree. But I feel like if I did that, if I retaliated against all these people, it would make me look worse. I have the moral high ground, and I think these people would want me to do bad things. They accuse me of doing these things when it's false. You know, people accuse me of doxing traitors and DDoSing people when it's all fake. And I feel like if I did like that to Lopi and a bunch of other people, it would just, it would seem like what they say is more real because of, if half the things they say is true about me, then people are going to believe the other half as well. And that's just how it works these days. So I'd rather just remain in the moral high ground. My character
Uh,
can be all bad and I can be this dictator, but when it comes to like actual morals, I'm not.
yeah.
I don't really go down that road. I try not to, anyways. Lopi though, I couldn't help it.
Loki.
I didn't know what react. I thought I'd get a good reaction or something. I just I could just only imagine Lopi getting so mad. Turns on his video cam, gets like an actual gun out. He's like, I'm gonna come to your house. He's like, he misfires into the roof.
Oh, don't fucking what? If you live in like fucking some of your like don't go to school tomorrow, Loopy 2020 before committing a mass murder. Oh, I don't know if Loopy's leaked any shit. I don't know, but Loopy, he's just a dickhead. Fuck off. I can't
Yeah.
fucking take. I can't. I mean, he is work. He does work with and for a confirmed pedophile. So I mean, I can't like fucking anyone, right? And also, I have noticed two people. You won't know one, but Monty Flop. They have allied with Nerfa's new group. So I mean, Monty Flop apparently got banned. His original account got banned because he had child porn. So I mean, I don't want to put two together, but it's sounding like someone's fucking. Sounds like there's a wee pedo ring on Roblox, boys. Let's go.
There's
Lego gate,
Lego
Lego gate, Lego gate, Lego gate.
Yes.
The fucking. That is. I still don't understand how anyone can work for John when there's like. He is the you can he's allied. The 8th Army is literally allied with the Grand Western Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I can't. How the fuck they were like, yeah, I hate Alec because bad pedo man who HBs, but then they work with Nerfa.
I'm telling you, man,
equally,
Lego Gate, dude. It's
it-
all conspiracy. They're working together. They have like a circle. They have elites in every single group. They're taking over, dude. The Lego world. It's all coming together. They're subverting the culture through shit posting. You gotta wake up.
It's all under John as well, because there's some other people who are very. I recently got banned from this random town group called Sambuza, because basically there's a Catholic in there who was I started joking around with them because I don't know if you know, but during like the 1960s and 80s, within Scotland and Ireland, the orphanages in like those two countries were all ran by Catholics, and they like later they all got exposed because there were massive amounts of pedophilia, like child rape, going out there by like the Catholics who ran those places, and this man tries to like when I say, "Oh, what about everything about you guys running the fucking orphanages, we pedos?" He goes around and says, "Ah, yes, of course it's the Catholics only wanting to help the little kids," and like the whole server goes mental at him. Like we all start fucking calling him pedo, all this weird shit, right?
Right.
And he contacts the owner, and then the owner gets his Johnny, his little admin, to personally at me say stop with the pedo shit. Like, oh yeah, you made him really upset for this. Like, cause we all called him like a fucking pedo, and we're like, oh, you're not gonna let us talk about that. That seems a bit sketchy. And this man originally, the Johnny, the admin, hates me because in a debate, he's like a really American leftist anarchist dude who I started going like he hates the death penalty and starts saying like, oh, we're gonna kill the pedos, we're not gonna allow child rapists on our street, and he goes around calling me a fake leftist or a fascist or an ethno-nationalist because I hate pedophiles, and I'm like, oh, I just want to kill mentally ill people or some shit. And then I get banned from this basically like pedo cult thing by the admin for posting this poster that one of my friends made because we found it hilarious. This was doing like the whole pedo thing, and the Kyle you're next is it's a direct threat at him because he I mean it's no secret within our like our little town groups that his name's Kyle. He's literally said it before, and he's not really a fan of me calling him a pedo, and then he bans me, and then the term pedo apology can't. Well, I've coined that, I would say, not to toot my own horn, where anyone who refuses to call out pedophilia or works with who basically tries to cover it up are pedo apologists who basically show themselves for pedophiles. And this man has his group allied with fucking nerfers. So Mao is known for getting his account banned for apparently having child porn. This man banned me because I called out fucking child porn, where I called out pedophilia. And then,
Oh.
and they're both allied with fucking nerfers group that has General
Oh
John in it.
no!
I'm
I'm
telling you,
telling
it's a
you.
fucking
That's a
Lego game.
conspiracy. Oh,
They're all fucking connected. They're all connected. I'm telling you, they're all fucking together. I can't. I still can't get over how they're both allied with General John's phone. Like, I can't get over how they're all fucking connected.
you know,
It's
I have
I
something even bigger, dude. You know how the Clinton Foundation and Joe Biden all love China? You know how Eighth Road Army is Chinese? Dallas Chinese they're connected, dude. They're
It's
all.
it's the biggest conspiracy I've ever seen. I'm telling you, there's gonna be a time when LEGOGATE comes and
Yeah.
everyone's gonna be. It's I still can't like. It's such a weird thing to have CO connected. I don't want to be funny conspiracy man. Well, I am right now, but holy fuck, why are there so many nonces? They're so fucking weird.
I don't know. I'm trying to
Getting
grasp it myself.
sidetracked there with getting sidetracked with funny pedo conspiracy.
Yeah.
Still fucking
Oh,
hilarious.
this community is like it's so toxic, but it's so fun. It's like
It's awfully. It's like I remember like someone saying, "Oh, the community was really bad back in the day." I don't know how it can get any worse than what we're fucking at now. We have Lewis here with biased as fuck guns, who like they're literally their guns do like one shot, and like the Raiders guns do like 2 to 3 shots. And the fact people like still follow him, and he refuses to raid any other groups. He just stays there on his shitty Soden map, like wanking off to like Inked Rome or some shit. And then we have like fucking Monty Flop like going around trying to fucking do shit. Oh yeah, over Lego. And then we have Nerf over here banning people at GRP because they have a German aesthetic. I still, the day when like it will never happen, but the day Roblox ever allowed actual like German like really Nazi aesthetic, basically if Roblox ever allowed a swastika, that will never happen. But if it ever did, that I think that's the day Nerfer goes into overdrive mode, and he just like fucking starts leaking everyone's IP who joins like a group that's got swastika in it. It's because like, oh no, we can't allow fucking German aesthetic. Like he'll never goes. The only actual big Natsock now is Lewis. He's known as a Natsock. Literally, only other person. I don't think anyone else in the Lewis's group. Maybe High Command, like really top, have Nazi like beliefs, but all these other actual Nazi groups, like they only get maybe 16, 20 members. You never see him go after them. Like, never. He'll never go after actual groups with known Nazis in them. Like, this one group called, like, the Patriotic Legion, which is run by an Italian fascist. And they've got a bunch of Natsocks in there. He'll never go after that. He only goes after Lewis and Nerfa are dying. They are dying like fucking people. Like, Bavaria, like, led by Tubby, I think his name,
yeah.
like, did so much better than any of the recent groups. Lewis and Nerfa the fucking shine has died, and they will be gone within. If they're still here in the next year, I'll be so surprised. Like, the fuck are you doing? Also, how Nerfa, if you've ever heard him speak, do you know who Nick Fuentes is?
Yes.
He sounds like Nick Fuentes. He sounds so similar.
You know,
I'm not.
I work for, well, I don't work for him directly, but I work for so let's put it this way: the guy that so my friend works directly under Nick Fuentes, and me and that friend work for another guy. So I'm basically connected to Nick Fuentes, but indirectly.
That's. Please ever tell your friend to tell Nick Fuentes when are you gonna actually be a nationalist and stop fucking catboys in real life? Thank you. Like I've like this right. This goes back onto Marcus and that they all go around like with the haha we're Nazis, white power, and you see them allow gay people into the National Socialist movements. Like, like it baffles me. Like, as not, I'm not even like that radically nationalist. I'm just like a nationalist because funny Scottish. Let's go. He like the fact that they allow like hardline nationalists allow like feminine people, like men, into their movements. Like Marcus goes around saying, like, well, actually, fascism is fine with gay people. Like literally ask Franco, fucking Hitler, fucking any East Asian fucking nation that was fascistic, Hitler, they will all fucking send him into like just shot. The fact like he runs around like haha fanboy Nazi, it fucking it like fucking one Nazi called Seegis, probably never heard of him. He is like he is so sick of the current fucking
Actually,
national.
yeah, he was in Korea.
Oh, was he? I don't fucking mind. He hates all these like fanboy shit. Like the moment when fucking communists and actual national socialists join up to like fight fanboy Nazis, who I think the best way to call them is just trannies. Not because like the actual like trans. I think because they act like such a spastic. That's all they deserve to be called. Actual like real trans people that act more normal than they fucking do. So yeah, I would just call Marcus a tranny, which he really doesn't like, and says I harass him because I call him a tranny because he messaged me like basically porn. He messaged me, he just sends me porn, like fucking haha trap porn. I just call him a tranny, and he fucking goes mental. That's the only way to actually address these people, because like they get so fucking cowardly. They start shriveling up because you use this one word they use against so many other people who at least act normal, and they just hide because you call them a tranny. It's so mentally, it baffles me how they can act like we're funny Nazis. We're gonna start the Fourth Reich or some shit, like or like we're gonna save our nation, Z Hell or some shit, and then they cowered away because you call them a tranny or gay. Like it baffles me how they call themselves nationalists, how they have no actual strength. Like holy fuck, I'm literally gonna genocide every they're all American as well. From what I've noticed, all these people are Americans. And like
Yeah.
when I got invited to Marcus's secret Nazi shit, like they all start calling me Celtic fag, when they're all like, I'm 8% German, guys. I'm a part of the Aryan race, and like I go on like you're not even white. Like holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like I
God, what an
I don't understand.
embarrassment. I used to
It's
really
it's
respect Asian people, but these guys, like,
Oh
these
no!
cartoons are bad
I just
impression.
hate like just so I just become racist. I just become racist against Asian people because of these because of Monty Flop and his group. Like the amount it's so bad how they fucking act so retarded. I
I feel
can't
so bad.
like my smallest fuck socialist Scotland has done more than Monty Flop's ever done. We fucking I think we have like a six like where it only lasted like 2 weeks, 'cause, like lol. But we had like six raids. Well, no, we had a fucking 6 wins and 2 losses. One of those losses because they kept giving them like motorcycles or some shit. Second was because random retard group we should have never raided because the map's shit. But we've done more activity and more actual like fucking proper raids than they're just like, I'm gonna phone Alex's mom and say pizza, haha, 8th Army. The fact that they even like call themselves a group or like, haha, we killed 120 victors on fucking Pyongyang today, victory to the 8th Army. Like the fuck are you doing? Like you've like they're just like
Not
They
even
gave you
victors.
money. They gave you money.
Yeah, well, not only that, but they were killing me at 3 in the morning. Like, people that log on at 3 in the morning don't attend trainings or any events where they would get, like, learn about Richterism. They're basically killing off the normal people in the group, not even the Richterists, because the Richterists would log on at decent
Yeah.
hours of the day and stuff. So it's like, if you want to
Mid,
actually have
yeah.
a fight, fight us when we're active, not when there's, like, 3 recruits online at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, and like they claimed they were like really successful. All they ever did was fight the party, and everyone in the party can't fight to save their life. They just can't. So they would just keep stealing the fucking tanks and shit. And I'd be like, oh, can the party actually like defend? Because no one followed orders in the party. The party is just there for recruitment, basically.
Mhm.
The party they can't fight, and they would kill everyone in the party who's like a party cadet or some shit. And like we're beating the victors, guys. We've defeated them, haha. Like when they would like, boy, you're just killing like you're basically like spawn killing an AFK person at this point and declaring victory over a group. Like, what are you doing? How is this a victory again? That you shot an AFK person?
Yeah.
It's literally like someone trying to load into the game. It's you trying to load into a game, and they've already loaded it, and they see your character model spawning. You're still like not loaded, and then they shoot you, and they say we've won against victorism. Like, okay, thanks. You've well done, sir. It's just pure. It's just pure shit. Like, what are you doing? It's I can't understand how they call themselves anti-victorists when all they do is like leak shit and never actually properly fight actual hardline I would say hardline victorists who like I in the army they never fought the army from what I recall. They still got mad because I started banning them for like leaking your fucking house. Like, oh, why are you simping for Richter? I thought you're an anti-victorist, nigga. You're leaking someone's like IP over Lego. Like Marcus got especially pissed when he would come on the game and I would just do like ban Marcus and he'd be like, "No, what's going on? Why did you ban me? I was just playing the game." I still
Yeah.
love how they kept giving you money, even doing like the end. They paid for fucking guns on Prison Simulator.
Yeah.
It's like what? How?
But
Why? It's just so confusing. Like what the fuck you're doing? You hate Victor so much you give him money. I've never. I think the only time I actually bought a Victorous Game Pass was fucking on Fort Loyalty. Only time I bought one. I bought the fucking stand. I've never else given you money directly. Like, and they bought so many. I know they bought Game Passes on alt accounts on fucking Pyongyang. I know that. I've seen them. So they bought an AKS on like the main account, which I have no clue how much it cost. It's like 200. So they gave you about 160 Robux, and they kept doing it on alt accounts, and they'll probably still do it.
yeah.
It's like
Despite the fact that I get banned within the next couple of hours because they leak my
they'll come
address.
on they'll come on with a funny shirt, and then I'll be there like okay no, and then ban them, and then the Monty Flop will go cry to my DM. Also love how he says he's anti-victorist, and then when I start calling him out on his shit, he just says I'm gonna do an Alec, and then he blocks me. Like, oh, you're like you have so much honor which you claim I don't have, and then he block
Yeah.
like this man. He goes. Let me fucking find this. Wait, did he change his account name recently?
No.
Mao 2. I can't find him.
Did he get banned? Okay,
No,
I'll
did
type his
he?
name out.
Go find him.
That's his name. If you
Oh,
can't.
he's called Monty.
Yeah.
No, did he? Where is? Are you?
If that's not coming up, then he must have gotten banned recently.
Do you have any DMs with him recently? I don't.
Wait, you mean his Discord?
His Discord, yeah, his Discord.
Oh, no, I got his DMs, yeah.
I don't fucking see him. What the fuck?
Thought you meant his
Monty
Roblox
Flop.
account.
Yeah, I'm not seeing him. Like, oh no, Marvin from Pulp Fiction. That comes up, but that's not him. The fuck? Do you have any like old group chats with him or some shit? You could invite me to that. It's not active. I can't find him. Like, what the fuck? Did he like perma-blocked me or some shit. The fuck's going on? I don't know what he's done. I don't see this anywhere. He must have just like blocked. Like, I have no clue what he's done. I don't like. Let me go Markus. I don't have him as a friend because he's blocked me. Fuck, that doesn't work. Yeah, he's just not a thing
Weird.
for me. I don't have. I can't. If I type his name, he's not there. If I try and search for him, he's not there. That is really fucking weird. What? Can I just not quit? No, that's not him. Surprisingly.
Anyways.
Oh yeah, fucking back on track.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you feel? What's your opinion on the Richters now as compared to 2018 or 2019?
Not the biggest improvement to say the least. In my own personal opinion, I could say like it's better. Like, oh, you guys have like improved, but besides from like maybe actually being I would say there's been a downgrade personally in my opinion,
How?
mainly because of the cult thing is still there. I mean, you can justify it as like, it's funny, Lego RP. I'm just not a fan of the whole like let's hail the leader thing. I'm just
Right.
like, what's that thing? That's that stupid ass quote people in the fucking. I am officially a victoress, and I shall remain forever devoted and loyal to Alexander Victor until death. I'm not a fan of the hailing a person as a fucking thing.
Right.
I was gonna put as an oath like I am loyal to Scotland and only Scotland only or some shit, but I couldn't be arsed fucking doing that.
Yeah,
I don't like also the how you don't have any devs. I mean that's still not the best look when you publicly go around on your status like any devs help me with German Tycoon or some shit. It does look, for being known as a World War II leader and how you're desperately looking for devs, it does seem a bit iffy on, I would say, your fucking record. Maybe if you want to put it like that, I don't know how you'd say it.
yeah. Well, it's not like I'm scaring them off. I do all I can
Yeah,
to satisfy my devs and myself, and they still don't give me any sort of loyalty that I deserve or respect. Sometimes they just wander off. I've given them maximum autonomy. There's nothing I can do about it. I've given them payment. It doesn't help at all. There's nothing I can do about it. So we have devs, but you know,
yeah.
there's Sim and there's Sam. Those are the two. Sim is more of a builder. Sam is more of a coder or a scripter. But they just know how to like place things and buy things and put them in games and
Yeah.
modify things. They're not, they can't build an actual. Well, they could build an actual house, but it would take them probably like a year. Because the last time I had Min, Sim, Sam, and Klaus Mecklenburg all work on Edinburgh. Oh boy, there was shit oozing out of the streets. Like the actual map was shitting itself.
Like it's the Victor maps haven't had the best quality. I'm not gonna lie, because I've Fort Loyalty, that first map, it was awful when you made a Mountaineer division, you gave them no cow shotguns, and the most OP thing I've ever seen.
Well, that wasn't me. That was the devs.
Oh,
Just
nice. Yeah, your devs haven't been that good because Fort Loyalty shit map. Pyongyang. I mean, I don't know about the Jap group you did because I wasn't there. I showed up once and I fucking played with the cart and then left. Fucking Pyongyang was
we spent like
oh
40,000 on development, and then the new Pyongyang that we
oh,
did was pretty good. I would say our
Pyongyang. It was.
recent maps were pretty good.
I think Pyongyang was. I think the scripts is the only thing that saved it, in my opinion. I think the devs trying to like be cheeky, like we're gonna stop people because we're gonna place another invisible wall. I think that's a scummy move, my tactic. Like you're legit like Like, it's basically it's like games who like make a border that you can't get in only through like opening a gate. Only people in the group can open. I think that's a very scummy tactic to like show that you're basically fucking cowardly. I mean, I'm pretty sure I fucking went in there. I went in there, and when I still had death pumps, and I'm pretty sure I removed some of the invisible walls because, like, yeah, we're gonna at least be fair to the raiders. Well, I mean, be fair to Monty Flop. He's the only spastic who ever came on that fucking game for some reason. Also, still funny when he got mad at me. Like he steals a tank and he's like he goes on a massacre. Then I get into a tank, and then I just kill him. I just kill them all, and he's like, "You have no skill. You have no skill." What are you on?
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
That's why I just didn't give a shit in Capetcha. I was so done with everything, all the drama and everything, that I just didn't care at that point. So I would I was done with trying to justify myself. I was done with trying to be rational, moral high ground at that point. I
Yeah,
even
you
went to
stop
a video call with Casanova, and I was like eating pudding or something. I couldn't get it open, and I pretended that I threw it. I didn't actually throw it. I think I like
Yeah,
like
that's what they all say. No joking.
I don't know what I did. If I actually threw it, though, I knew it would have been made like a huge mess. But I remember laughing. I remember turning off my video and like laughing. So I don't know what actually happened, but I remember like pretending like I threw something like pudding, and he's Casanova's like, "Dude, are you all right?" And I'm like, I turn off the camera. I'm like, "No, no, I'm not all right at all, Cass. I made like this big production just to put on an act. I was just clowning around. I just want to get a reaction out of him. He brings it up sometimes. He's like, "Hey, remember that time you threw that pudding?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I remember that
Yeah.
time." I just smile because I'm like, if I did throw that, it would have been funny. That would have been funny if I just threw pudding across the room.
Yeah,
But
you
it's
still
like,
kidding.
when I think about it, I'm like, I didn't do that. I don't think I would do that. It's kind of silly. It'd be better to fake throwing it, make it look like it did, rather than actually
Yeah.
throw it. So
Yeah, it does seem like a fucking dumbass idea. Like, oh yeah, you threw pudding in your house. Go clean up, spastic. Your
yeah.
mom just comes in and beats you for
Bit of
fucking
a
ruining the
spur.
wall.
Yeah. But last and final question. This
Uh,
podcast has been going on for an
yeah.
hour and
I don't
20
know. Oh, nice.
minutes.
Let's go, Biz.
View on Marcus and Monty Phillip.
uh, well, I mean, besides what I've already said, Marcus Rockwell, Nazi tranny. That's just, yeah, it's the only way you fucking call him. And just a tranny, just to piss him off. Monty Flop, bipolar, can't lead groups. Good dev, but just can't lead at all. That's his only downside. He just his own hatred against you blinds him from actually leading groups that kills anything he can actually do. Like he could probably, if he had an actual like, I'm gonna fight the Richter army, I'm gonna kill them in game. We're gonna show we're better than them at raids. What do? They make a game called the Poop Pile, and then they go in there and shoot the air. Like, okay, thanks, you've done so much to save us. And also, I love when I ever make a video about China or the 8th Army, all his goons come over there and start like saying random shit. Like apparently, like I dated at one point or some shit. I don't know. They kept saying like, "How was your date, James?" or some shit. On like, I I don't understand them. Like the fuck, they go on so much random shit that doesn't make any sense. Like I also love when one of them like tried to death threat you. That was like they like said, "Oh, just kill yourself, Richter." Which was, I don't know which one. It's like the one with the SpongeBob YouTube picture or some shit, which I found very fucking hilarious. It was, yeah, they fucking every one of my videos, like they go mental at it. Like that one awful video I made where it's just their video and I put a bunch of poop sounds on it. What they literally do all the time in VC. You can see them like, I can schedule a laugh tomorrow. Yeah, like Scratch's Nadratho head. Why does everyone think I'm an idiot? Ironic coming from someone in the 8th Army. Like
Yeah.
I just hate Chinese people now. I just hate Chinese people now. From the but it's anytime I mention anything like Chinese, like this awful video I made when like on Twitter apparently like yeah India bans fucking TikTok, and it's just funny Punjabi song that everyone knows for being like dumb, and like so someone's like, hey James, this newsflash, you aren't funny. This like comes from the man who's like he keeps watching all my videos, and he's like, oh, the only reason I watch is to dislike. He just gets he gets so mad because I hate China. He get mad when I do anything against China. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
Anti-Richters that subscribe to my channel, turn on the bell, just like every single video I ever post. It's
Oh,
super ridiculous.
it's awful. Like fucking like. So, okay, to be fair, you're editing, right? As a professional editor, Richter, you need to bump up the editing because half the time we can't hear you because you're putting half the gala on, and we can't even hear the video. So I mean, mad stuff right there. Besides that, though, I'll give you a funny YouTube award from Anti-Richter James for at least trying for doing your best. So
I mean, I
you've
spend a
saved me.
lot of time on my videos and editing, because I try to match the beat. When I have an audio, I try to make sure the screenshots go at each like heavy beat or
Yeah.
low beat and stuff. And
Yeah, that's
spend,
good. That's yeah.
you know,
Like
but
that's a struggle at the first. You just need to turn it down because half the time I can't even hear you because you've got some like copyright like fucking shit. I can't hear the video, so you're gonna have to like. Pro tip: turn it down, please. Thanks. You'll
sure.
save the world if I can actually hear the fucking video. Oh, so I'm still disappointed, Alec. Every time I comment on any one of your Bop or Loopy videos, you never like the comment. That is so depressing. I feel betrayed. All the work I did of admin abuse in Korea, and you don't even like my comments. I feel betrayed.
I don't know if I even see them. Maybe they just don't show up.
Fair enough. It's just me saying like Yellow Man is sad now.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even like fucking actual worth. It's just the dumbest shit.
I read the comments like an hour after posting the video, and then I never check the comment section again.
Yeah, I see. I'm looking through this Monty Flop video. Did any of his people actually comment on it? I'm not.
They used to comment on my
No.
videos, and then when I post for
Yeah,
that one, they didn't comment. So I think what they
yeah,
do
they
is
don't comment on that now.
because they usually post they usually post my videos in their channels and stuff, and they'll like mass dislike it. But I think Mao intentionally didn't post that one because he knew it would make him look like an idiot.
He
So,
doesn't. He doesn't. He'll comment on like your old Korean videos. I think I'm trying to look for them. I'm not. Yeah, there's this one show montage of your army and party getting pushed back to their spawns and all that stuff like that. And this is on the funny "Do you want total war against like Korea?" Like that funny, the funny video. So depressed that you didn't say "Do you want to Totalinkrieg" in it. Besides that, he doesn't like comment on any of your videos that call out people. I see Loopy didn't comment on your fucking video against him when you fucking when he starts screaming his fucking head off. He
yeah.
didn't comment on that one. I do notice he comments on other people. I'm pretty sure you know who National is.
Yes.
Funny Anti-Richters, yeah. He did comment on his channel though when he like said because Nerf dude made the funny like no Loopy makes the videos, Nerf doesn't. He made the funny like message to Avocado, never surrender allies, and it's like Ulster like fucking. And then like fucking National made a response to that where it's just like all the crimes committed by like the fucking pro unionist sects, and he comments not funny, didn't laugh. And it's the only time I've seen him comment on a video against them or against Nerfer. There's no like he's a coward. Like fucking every anti-Richterist now. I don't even want to call them anti-Richterists because they're just cowards. They run and hide and use cheap tactics. They never actually fight you direct on in like a game, which pains me so much. How back in the day we would fight you in any town group, we would go in there and just see you and fucking just fucking clobber your skull on. No one fights you now. No one fucking goes against you. It's so depressing
Well,
that Like, I
That could
remember the massive Anti-Richters movement led by Carter or some shit. That's spastic. Now,
They used to
and like,
accuse him of HBE, but the guy they were accusing was Zachary Richter because Zachary Richter got really high KDRs. He would go like 67 to 4 in raids, which was really good. Um, and they would accuse him of HBE, and they would accuse Dylan of HBE, which I don't know if it's true or not, if they actually did use HBE or not. But they both, well, Dylan doesn't attend the raids, and Zachary got exiled a few months ago. So now it's like they accuse of HBE. It's like pointless because the guys that they were accusing aren't even in the group anymore. So that argument kind of died. But I think it's just an excuse to justify why we're winning all the time. I think we kind of upgraded our skill because we used to be really good at No Collider, and then when we switched to Viathan, we got kind of a lot worse because remember we had those battles at
yeah.
Actually, did they use Viathan or did they use No
What, New
Collider
Paris?
at New Paris? Yeah.
I know they used no cow.
Oh.
Yeah, and then we fucking shot you lads up. I do know from the army of like I think mainly because of Death of Dishonor that kind of split the Victorists from what I've seen,
Yeah, well,
which is
because there's so many Richterists.
that's so hilarious in my opinion how they got split.
Yeah, well, there's
Like
so many Richterists now that we could literally have two factions.
I do find it funny how we're meant to be having a German civil war when we're more like having a Victor civil war. How these people are fucking trying to fight for the Victor's faction, and then I'm just there and I go in and like I hate Victorism. Join me. I find that hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm so
well,
surprised there hasn't been more calls to like ban me from like any groups you do, or like when I fucking join and make a paramilitary or anything. I'm surprised like no people are not calling for my ban, mainly because I'm always like, fuck Richter, let's go.
well, it's one
Like,
thing to be a part of a group and say you're going to be loyal to me, and then start saying screw Richter. It's another to always oppose me, be outside the group, and then say you hate me because the thing is it's like it's more like if you hate me, I mean I guess it's respectful, but it's like you know, it's a lot better than being in a group, saying you're loyal, saying you're gonna do all this shit for me, and then
oh
you
yeah,
like
well that's
basically
different, yeah.
backstab me. So they don't really care
Yeah,
about like enemy groups. If you're in an enemy group, I mean, they could care
yeah.
less. They'll
It's just
interrogate
awful.
you or shoot you or whatever. But if you're in the group and you're like a low rank,
Yeah.
they'll ban you. So that's how I look at it.
Oh, fair enough, but I still just I I can't go over how these people just like refuse to fight you. Like they just like fucking play poop sounds in VC at ear rape. Like, haha, wow, that is incredibly like the most funny thing I've seen. You've played a poop sound. It's
Yeah.
wow. Like you've won the debate. Like I watched those fucking two debates with Monty Flop. He can't debate first of all. Marcus is just a spastic, and he also if you meant to mention Dresden to him, he gets really fucking pissy. She's like, "Oh, that's a war crime." It's like, "Fuck off, you spastic." Dresden was funny as fuck, though. I'm not gonna lie. You just burn the German kid woman. But yeah, no, he gets really fucking mad when you call him a tranny or mention the Dresden bombing, which I find really funny for a man who like says, "I'm a strong Nazi," then starts crying because you said tranny or Dresden.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
It's just I don't fuck. You seem to yeah, really you fan of the Dresden bombing there, Alec. Sounds a
I don't
bit. Sounds
have
like you're
any
a
opinions
bit.
on that.
I see that I tickled a funny bone there, right there.
I mean,
I
talking about
mean,
the Dresden bombing is like talking about how Poles killed Germans in Danzig. Because I have Polish friends and I mentioned them, they're like, no, that's not what happened. You see, the Germans were bullying us and we killed their people because of that. It's like,
I mean, well, like I'm just saying, it's all just like if you're gonna really compare, oh, like, oh wow, the Soviets they killed a bunch of random German civilians when they marched into Berlin. I'm sorry, did you not see all the Belarusian villages getting fucking burned down with all the civilians getting fucking shot while the Germans laughed their arse off? Like, I never, like, it was a massive war crimes. It was like everyone was killing civilians on each side, mainly because they were just that pissed amount of blood they fucking lost. like the hatred. Like even though Dresden was a justifiable target and shit, like the bombers there, I'm pretty sure they were like super happy when the bombs dropped because they were probably from London, when the entire city got blown to bits by the fucking Blitzkrieg, well, not the Blitz. And fucking as soon as the Soviets came into Poland, the Polish resistance fighters started firing on them, so the fucking Soviets started genociding the fucking Polish local population.
Yeah.
It's just a complete brawl to fucking whoever has the most land. I mean, you can see the Soviets won that, so I mean,
Mhm.
it's just I never understand why. Like, also there are a bunch of Holocaust deniers who deny the like don't know how you feel about the Holocaust, right? But I will never understand how like Marcus and them. I don't think Montyflop's an actual like Natsark, but I know Marcus and a bunch of his friends are. How they deny one of the greatest achievements they could have ever done, like killing 6 million Jews, ethnic Slavs who they see as subhuman. Why would you not want to hold that up as a badge? Like, haha, we did this. We were successful. I don't understand why they're trying to like deny it. It's just stupidity in my opinion. Like, why would you deny your biggest achievement, which would be completing your objectives as a national socialist by killing off the Juden in the Untermensch?
All
I
right,
don't know why.
that's
I
enough.
don't know why we're going off on real politics there. It's a bit fucking weird. But I mean, you just
That's
gotta do what you have to do.
yeah. That's enough of that.
Yeah, yeah. Enough of
Oh,
that real shit.
my
Can't wait for
DMs. My DMs are piling up right now. I have like
oh, nice.
10 of them.
Any final statements on anything I said? You have any thoughts on the funny things I've said or nah?
Well, I've got to say, as the founder and leader of the Richters and its orders and ideology, the older anti-Richter generations were one of the most respectable enemies that I've ever fought. They are one of
Oh,
the most OG enemies that I have ever fought. They're a lot
oh,
better
take
than Lopi. They're a lot better than a lot of other people in modern age. Because back then, like I said, you actually we actually
for
had battles. We actually fought and had fun. We had fun fighting each other. And nowadays, the wars we have with the modern anti-Richters are these toxic, let's send pizza to the Richter's house type of things. It's so childish. I have to literally print out pictures and send them to authorities just
oh,
to get
I
these guys
saw
to screw off.
that.
It's so. I hate it. I hate
It's
the
yeah.
drama and conflicts and everything, but it's whatever. I guess.
I still can't wait until this is over to get called Victor by Monty Flop and Marcus
Yeah.
when they still refuse to fight you. I can't wait to get that piled up in my DMs. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're Victor, your collaboration. It's like fuck off, spastic cunt. Like what? Pure piss. Like just fight him.
Hmm.
Like that's fine. Actual correct. Would if Marcus and Monty condemned all the actions they actually did, which they never will, because you know what the fucking they just refuse to. But if they condemned all the actions and actually said, let's actually set up a raid time where we raid you guys, would you actually like be down for it?
Well, we have tried to raid them in the past once before, and you know what happened? We went there. Half of our team, quote unquote, crashed, but my members were telling me when they quote unquote crashed that they got kicked for client 2773 error, suspicious client or
Yeah,
something.
that's definitely.
Some weird crashed images. And on top of that, they were still winning. Like we lost half the army, we were still winning without the leader or anything. We were winning like 50 to like 17, and all of a sudden, or no, it was like 42 to 17, and Monty just kicked like one or two of our best fighters and said they're HBing, they're aimbotting,
Oh
they're doing
yeah,
all this stuff, and it's like, dude, you pretty much
yeah.
like
But
retards.
but if he came clean with everything he's done and condemn it, would you like properly fight him? If he
Well,
like a final raid to
it's
settle
kind
if
of
you
too
want.
late. Let's just say there's kind of an investigation, but
Oh, nice one.
it's kind of too late to reverse what
Hey,
he's done and to
Yeah,
say, it's just it would be kind of silly because I can't just go to the cops and yeah, we we resolved it.
yeah, we
It's
resolved
too
or some
late.
shit. Yeah.
He's
Oh
gone
man.
too deep into his harassment. I've gone too deep into conquering his threats to me for us to just simply try again. I mean, if he did say, let's start doing things normally, it would be a little bit respectable, but it wouldn't change my mind. We'd have to wait and see what happens with him in real life with after all this stuff is addressed. I think it'd be funny watching him show up in court and him having to like go into detail about how he
I
harassed
still,
someone over a Lego video game because he was angry. I think it'd
I,
be
s-
hilarious if that happened.
yeah, I still don't know about all the like your lawyer shit. Don't really care. I honestly don't care. But I
Yeah.
remember you saying like about originally, oh, you're gonna take someone to court because I don't know something happened. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. Well,
And like all our group chats, like were like, oh my god, if he actually did this, it would be the funniest shit I've ever seen. That would be, I know, like I'd be fucking like court duty or some fucking shit like that, and it's just like Lego. It's not talking about Roblox. Like, oh, he fucking harassed me on Roblox. It's like, oh no, I did this for the 8 Roof Army. Fuck you. That would be the funniest shit I've ever seen. It would be so bad.
imagine Marcus in court and
Oh,
he's
I would love to.
shouting. He's like,
Yeah,
death to
I
the
would.
Richters, long live the
Yeah.
Proud Army in court.
I still want to know. Knowing what he sounds like and how he acts, I'm really curious now of what he actually looks like.
I
Because
have
he's either
pictures of him.
okay then. That's that's a bit sketchy, right? But I mean, he's probably either a really fat cunt
Yeah.
or he like oh oh that well then. I mean, I was gonna say something else, but I don't need to anymore. Apparently, he's just a fat cunt. But yeah, I find yeah, it's more. That's even more ironic then, because goes around Nazi has fanboy profile picture says I'm a fanboy as a fat cunt. Alright, that's 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 another funny fucking level to it. Oh
He has
god.
unironic Asperger's too, if I'm not mistaken. I
Oh
think
yeah, wasn't it you like you said Asperger's or some shit,
he
and
either
then like
has low
Monty goes on,
functioning. Yeah, he either has low functioning autism or Asperger's, one of the two.
and then Monty Flop went off like, "Are you insulting him from Asperger's? Are you insulting?" See if I
Yeah.
was you, I would just say yes, yes I am, just to piss him off. He like. Holy fuck! I
Well, I
unironically
didn't
don't
say anything
understand.
when he asked me.
Yeah,
I think I just said I just didn't say any. Well, actually, I think I don't know what I said. I know I was more neutral on the matter because it's like,
yeah,
I was using it in a kind of derogative term, but not really. Like Spurg is kind of what you would call someone with Asperger's, or they're
yeah,
spurging out. But my friends all call me Spurg. We call each other Spurg. It's kind of out there,
yeah,
you know. And I've never heard of a person with autism get offended. There's not like there's a a Me Too movement for people with autism.
yeah,
I think people with special needs don't even get harassed or get made fun of. I think
yeah. Well, you'll
retards
be
get made
cool.
fun of it. Well, I mean, I call people autists all the time, but it's like
I'm
you
pretty
said,
sure, like,
it's not like they're like a minority and they need like help. Like I'm quite sure that there's like a program for people with autism to like get it.
yeah,
I don't
I'm
know,
pretty sure.
but I don't
Like
think it's a big deal.
the only thing they could use against you is like, oh, you're an ableist, which is the most gay thing you could ever use. Like, you're against disabled people. You're an ableist. Like, fuck off. Just like fuck off. Utter
Yeah.
piss. Pure pish. Like, I love how that was my concluding statement. My concluding statement. Everyone, every Richter and any to Monty, message to Monty, you're retarded. Message to Marcus, you're tranny. Subscribe to Jamesist on youtube.com/Jamesist. Thank you. That's my final message.
All right. Thank you very much, James.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching YouTube. I know this is very long, but to be fair, you guys asked for lots of podcasts and very long ones too, so
Wait,
I'm not
can I
Go ahead.
can I just say one final thing? We must secure the existence of our people.
No